gonna record, might as well just screen share.
Yeah, I'll screen share it. All right. Should be. Let me just double check that it's recording. Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to just like do a little intro, Josh.
Are you share? I don't think it's sharing.
Oh, not sharing. Do that.
Well, yeah. To use more time, we'll just say our names too.
Yeah, we can be like, this is yeah. Okay. All right, we're sharing and we're recording.
Hi, today we're going to be talking about, is it ethical to post compromising photos or videos of others? I'm Joshua Tortuga.
I'm Katrina King.
And I'm Luke Mangieri.
Today we're going to just have an open discussion and just talk about several bullet points that you'll see in the slides, and we're just having an open discussion. So there are two sets that we're going to be going over. This is set one. And the first question reads, is it ever ethical to post the content without asking the individual first? Why or why not?
So I would say, I'm going to go ahead and say that if someone does a good deed, like if you see an act on the streets or wherever you're at, and it's a good thing, I don't think it's ever a bad thing to post the content.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And like another example about posting a picture, for example, if there's a murder on the loose and you need a visual so that people can identify this person, you should probably just post the picture so that people know who the murderer is. You're not going to worry about asking for the consent because it really doesn't matter at that point.
For sure. Yeah, I think generally, like, it's fine. Obviously, there's some cases you wouldn't, but like across the board, like if it's a innocent photo, if it's like on something like Snapchat, especially where it's gone after 24 hours, I think it's totally fine. Like no one's gonna really throw that big of a fit. So across the board, like as long as you use your head about it, I think it really is fine to post a picture without asking someone about it first.
Yeah, as long as you're not trying to make fun of somebody by posting it, I think it's okay.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
What if the post, what if you post it but don't tag the individual so he or she isn't identified? Does this make a difference? Personally, I don't think it makes a difference because we're in a day and age where all our social media platforms have pretty decent facial recognition, and most likely if you post a picture with one of your followers is gonna know who that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's gotten to the point where nobody tags people in photos anymore, really, unless you're on Facebook or something, where it's all your moms are taking photos and sharing pictures like that. But like, if you're on Instagram or Twitter or something, you're not gonna tag people that you took a photo of. It's just not how it works anymore. So I don't think it can make a difference ethically at all. Like Josh said, anything you post online, someone's gonna figure out who it is. So like, there's no being anonymous in any case.
Right. Yeah. I was just about to say you can't hide on the internet. It's impossible. I mean, there's so many people out there. Someone's gonna know who the person is, or they're gonna come after you, or whatever.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Going along about like you can be found on the internet. Personally, if you Google my name, my entire all my social media accounts come up on the first page of Google. It's kind of scary, but literally the entire first page is all like me. Literally me, not another Josh Tortuga. It's me, Josh Tortuga, and it's kind of scary.
That's crazy.
It is, yeah.
Another thing too. Yeah, I was just gonna say another thing too. If you're using somebody's content on the internet, you definitely should tag that person. Otherwise, I think it's some sort of crime. I don't know the legal issues on that, but yeah, if you take someone's content,
for sure,
definitely have to give them credit.
Yeah, like an artist or anything, you don't want to just like post whatever you find on the internet without like giving them credit.
Right.
For sure.
So the third question of the first set is, what if you don't tag the person, but someone else does? Is it your fault for posting the content originally? Going off of what we said earlier, um, it really does not matter if you tag the person or not. Someone will recognize it. That's why the person is tagging them. So I believe it is your fault for posting the content originally, because at the end of the day, it is your responsibility to manage your social media account and produce an image that you want for yourself, unless it gets hacked, of course, which is out of your control.
Hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. Like, obviously, anything that you post, you are 100% like responsible for, and people need to understand that when they're using the internet. And I think a lot of kids don't when they use the internet these days, like high schoolers and middle schoolers who are like Snapchatting and texting all the time. Um, just like they'll post whatever they want, and they don't really care as much about what other people think or if it's ethical or not. Um, so I think that's an issue that a lot of people don't have the empathy to understand. Like, yeah, you're responsible for whatever you post, and I think it's probably something we should consider teaching in schools, even teaching to kids, because adults never had to deal with it. They don't know how to teach us to post Snapchats the right way. It's just kind of something you learn as you get older. But I think there could be a lot of issues if children don't learn it early enough.
Right. I 100% agree with that. I think we need to start teaching kids how to do that because there's so many people that get in trouble for this very issue. And I mean, that's going to be part of their lives once they grow up and get out of school. The internet's probably not going away anytime soon, at least. So might as well start them young and teach them the aspects of posting content.
For sure. One last thing on this one. I think a lot of schools, like private schools, will like follow what students post and will like have requirements of what they can and cannot post, which is interesting. I don't know if that's 100% the right way to do it, just because a lot of free speech issues kind of rise from that. But I think that that's something we're going to have to look at going forward and getting schools to look into that.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Before we go to the next set, I can go off of that. So I went to a private high school, and um, our social medias were definitely monitored. So if someone like posted something, and if you're at a party and someone posted a picture of you drinking, because we were in high school, so we technically weren't supposed to be drinking, or we weren't supposed to be drinking at all. So we could get punished for that at school.
Wow.
So we definitely should teach younger people on what to post and not post on social media.
For sure. Yeah.
All right, so this is set two, and there are three questions as well. The first question reads, is it ever ethical to post potentially compromising photos or videos of others online? Why or why not? Personally, I think it is. It depends on the situation, but I feel overall it is. Here's why I believe. So this year there have been a lot of surging videos of people being racist, and especially in public places. And I think that if you're going to be racist, you should be able to be filmed, and this should be posted. This video should be posted. And yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree personally. Especially if you're in a public place, like if you're acting like this, like at a library or something like that, where there's lots of people around you who have to deal with what you're doing and saying. If someone takes a video of you being racist and posts it on the internet, and like the your job you work at has repercussions, like that's kind of like a little bit on you for posting it, but mostly it's on the person for being racist, because obviously you need to be the best version that you want to see be presented to the world now, just because of how interconnected everything is.
Right. If somebody does something they shouldn't be doing, I totally think they should be exposed for that.
Mm-hmm.
I got not too much to add to that, but yeah,
Sure.
should be exposed for your wrongdoings, especially if you're doing it in public.
Yeah. I think the only other case where I would say you shouldn't post with potentially compromising stuff is like if it's somebody's private photos who like it's not a bad thing, it's just maybe an embarrassing thing. that they don't want people to know about,
I
then
would agree with that.
you
Yeah.
should never post that. You should never have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
None of your business, so don't don't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where I wouldn't agree with it is if like you're taking inappropriate pictures of people and then posting them. That is definitely a no-go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You definitely need, or not, you shouldn't be doing that at all. And yeah, so the second question is, what if a photo or video you post causes someone else a problem, such as an angry parent or partner, or a lost job opportunity? So we kind of brushed on it before, but it goes back to, if you did something, then that's on you. You chose to make that decision in public,
Mhm.
and someone decided to record it or take a picture of it, and again, that's on you
For sure.
for taking that action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Go ahead.
like the only thing that catch me on this one is like angry parent or angry partner. Like sure, sometimes like maybe you'll be out at a like restaurant, maybe you'll make a joke or something that your parent isn't happy about hearing. Um, and like in that case, like it's this kind of same kind of thing. Like you shouldn't have said it out loud then, or you shouldn't have been filmed if you didn't want someone to know. Um, I think it could be a little bit touchy in some ways. Maybe like if you're a LGBT person in your workplace doesn't know that. If someone posts a photo of you like um, at a gay bar or something like that, and you lose your job because of that, that's really bad. That's kind of like that's bad for anybody who posts that. That's just bad overall. And in that case, I feel like it's hard to be like, yes, it's fine, or no, it's not fine. Just because in that case you weren't necessarily doing something wrong, but you had repercussions anyway because of someone else posting a photo. So like with a lot of these questions, it's kind of hard to say black and white, yes or no, just across the board. But yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
have to think about that one.
Yeah. I'll just add that you should always just be cautious of your surroundings. Like
Mhm.
try to feel out the situation. If it feels like it's the wrong thing to do, it probably is.
Sure.
When in doubt, just try. I guess if you ask yourself, should I post this? Chances are you probably shouldn't,
Yeah,
unless
for
you
sure.
have consent and they think it's funny or whatever. But most of the time, it's probably going to come back to haunt you if you think it. If you think before you post it, it might come back to haunt you.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think that brings up a good point that you just said. Like, if you're not sure, just ask if it's somebody you know, and if they say no, okay, don't post it. Solved.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this is a bunch of these questions, or most of these questions are really dependent on the situation, and it's like Katrina said, it's hard to give a definitive answer on without a case by case basis.
Mhm.
The last question is, what if individuals what if the individual knows you are posting a photo or a video, but then regrets it later and asks to remove it? Should you remove the item? Like I said, it depends on the situation. Personally, I'm a photographer, and I have people sign contracts, which gives me the rights to any picture I take, and yeah, so I have ownership of any picture I take. So regardless of what they ask me, I have ownership over that picture. Um, but if it's like, for example, if I'm taking a picture of a friend and they think it's embarrassing, of course I'll take it down. Like I said, it really depends on the situation.
For sure. Yeah, I think the only case where I would say no, don't take it down is if they're doing something really, really terrible that like can't be forgiven. Um, that's the only case where I would say no, you have a right to keep it up. Otherwise, you should obviously be the bigger person and take it down.
Yeah, just following the theme of the rest of the question, just feel it out.
Mhm.
And yeah, if it's with your friend, just go ahead. Yeah, do him a favor and remove it if he's embarrassed about it, or he or she is embarrassed about it. Um, but yeah, if there's a contract, then go ahead and leave it up, especially if it's getting you clicks or making you money or whatever. They agreed to it, then they should be able to follow through and continue with that agreement.
For sure.
Yep. And with this, we conclude our discussion.
Woo!
What was
Sweet.
that?
It's done.
How long was that?
That was about 14
14?
minutes. So
Yep.
I was